Today, let's talk about the reasons why my husband and I decided to homeschool our son full-time. But before I get into that, I would like to clarify a few things. To start with, Jedi is 4 years old, so he's due to start reception year this September. And we actually did apply to 2 of the schools in our local area. But after some consideration and discussion between my husband and myself, we decided to withdraw our application. So what this means is Jedi has never been in the school system. So our decision to homeschool is not or was not influenced by a lack of confidence or dissatisfaction in the school system, because that interaction and that relationship and that experience never happened in the first place. It doesn't mean we don't have indirect experiences with the school system. I used to teach in a nursery school, but yeah, that never happened. So that for us is not was not a primary factor when considering homeschooling. We did factor that in, but that was not the main thing, okay? Secondly, I also wanted to clarify that homeschooling at its core and foundation is the education of children at home by their parents. Because I get asked, can I homeschool while my child is attending school? And from my perspective and understanding, the answer is yes. The catch there is that the structure and how that is going to play out is going to be different from someone doing it full-time, maybe someone like us or other families doing homeschool full-time. And the reason is because your child is already following a particular structure somewhere else, which in this instance is the school. So they have the curriculum, their timetable, and the method of delivery for learning there. So if you're going to homeschool your child, in addition to them attending school, and wondering if that is possible, it is very possible, okay? Like I said, the only thing is for you to be prepared to have a different kind of structure, be prepared to have varying expectations from what they're getting at school, and you need to understand and be able to facilitate it in order to not confuse your child from what they're learning in school, and also to not fall into that rut of trying to keep up with the Joneses in this instance, which would be the school. Okay, I would explain about this in another video, but for now let me just leave it here and say that it is possible to home educate. Maybe we shouldn't use homeschool in this instance, but it is possible to home educate your child while they're attending traditional or regular school. So now that we have those clarifications out of the way, let us get into this video and talk about why my husband and I decided to homeschool our son full-time. Number one is because we wanted to spend as much quality time with our son in his childhood as much as we can, because we realized that time goes by really, really fast. I can swear that I only had Jedi yesterday, so how he got before still baffles me. Childhood is a very short window of time compared to adulthood, and children actually want to spend more time with their parents in their childhood than in their adulthood, when they will have their own interests, their own passions, their own adventures, and they'll be off to do exploits. We didn't want to waste this window of time, so we decided to take it with both hands, and one of the ways we're doing that is through homeschooling. Number 2 is to be able to support our son's learning according to his own pace. And by this, I mean to keep the momentum going in areas that he demonstrates a high aptitude or understanding in, while patiently and lovingly guiding and facilitating his learning in areas that it seems like it takes him a wee while to understand. This technique allows us to focus on his strengths rather than his weaknesses, and overall or ultimately help him to maintain and sustain his love and joy for learning. Number 3 is to offer richer and broader learning experiences for our son, particularly through the area of traveling. This is something that my husband refers to as out-of-the-box learning, because travel is indeed a teacher without limits or boundaries. It offers opportunities for concrete learning, first-hand learning, and even personal experiences. And when a child goes through all of this, experiencing, learning, and understanding for themselves, it stays with them forever and nobody can take that away. Number 4 is to have as much opportunities to instill godly values into our son right now in his childhood. We recognize and appreciate the groundwork and the early work that our own parents did and sowed into our lives when we were younger, because we can see the fruits and the values of it in our lives currently. So we would like to embrace the same opportunity to sow into our son's life, to teach him a lot about our faith, help him to understand and grow in his relationship with Jesus. And we pray and hope that when he grows up, the seeds that we sow right now are going to be a blessing to him, just as they are being a blessing to us right now. And number 5 reason for homeschooling is that it gives me a safe space mentally to work out my passions and expertise in helping parents facilitate learning at home for their children. Truth is, I love being a Montessori teacher, but I'm also a mom and a parent. So I can relate and understand all parents who want to do their best to support their children's learning and development. So helping them achieve this gives me great fulfillment and joy. So these are the reasons why we're homeschooling our son, but I reckon that over time they're going to evolve or even multiply. Are you homeschooling or considering homeschooling? If so, why? Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.